Welcome to AER Int channel, and welcome back to sheet metal course. In the previous video, we made really quite a basic drawing that just showed an overview of our parts. But in this one, we're gonna split them down into individual sheets so we can show a bit more detail. Let's go back to that drawing that we made in the first video. And this is just the first sheet. So we can rename this as assembly by right-clicking on the sheet name down here and pressing rename. Then let's add a new sheet by pressing this button next to it. So now we have a totally new blank sheet. And we can rename this one as lid. Now we want to add some views of our model, but instead of pulling them all in manually, we can actually go to View Layout or Drawing and choose Standard 3 View. Sometimes we've got the model file open here, and if we don't have it here, like now, it just means it's not open in Solidworks, so we can click Browse and find it. But before we press OK, let's go down to the bottom and choose Select Bodies. Now we can choose which one of the bodies we want to use in this drawing, the lid or the base. We actually just want the lid, so all we have to do is click on the lid in the graphics area. It's called the hem one, so it's named after the last feature in that body. So we can press OK. And now we're back in the drawing. And if we zoom in, we've just got those 3 standard views of just the lid. As usual, we can change all of these views here on the left. Sizes, orientations, view style, and things like that. If we want to adjust the body later, we can also click on the view. And then press bodies here on the left. And then we can choose a different body if we want. So looking at this sheet, we're still missing quite a bit of information. So now we're going to add a flattened version of the model, also known as a flat pattern, and some bending details. To do this, let's go to Model View, and then choose our part, then click on the next arrow. We've got a range of standard options down here at the moment, but there's no flat pattern option. That's because we don't have a body selected at the moment, and we have to choose a body before we add the flat pattern, because remember, we can only flatten one body at once. So let's choose Select Bodies. Let's choose that lid body again. So now down here, when we go back to the drawing, now we've got this flat pattern option. Let's put a check in that box. Now we've got this flat pattern view following the mouse around. And we can left click to place that anywhere in the drawing. And if you zoom in, we can see we've got a flattened version with all the bend lines. And then we've got all this text that's a bit jumbled up at the moment. So if we zoom in, we've got the hem now, we've got those rounded corners at the back, and these grey lines are the bend lines. So this is the hem section. This is the front with the edge flange. Then here on the side, we've got the bend lines for the edge flanges and the hem. Then all these items of text are the bend notes. These indicate how the bends should actually be made. They're a bit bunched up at the moment, so I'm gonna move them out of the way. But as we do, we don't know which bend each one of them refers to. So what we can do to make it a little bit clearer is just left click on the bend note to select it. And then here on the left, we can choose a leader. So that we'll just put an arrow to the bend that bend note is talking about. So we see, as I add the leaders, we can see which bend line each of these notes is referring to. And looking at the notes themselves, this up means that we have to bend upwards. 90 degrees is the angle of the bend, or 0.5 is the radius of the bend. Then this one up, 180. 0.05, that's the hem, because it's got that very tight internal radius. So we can adjust the bend notes as we like. We can also click on the flat pattern itself, and then we get some more options on the left. Firstly, we can adjust the angle. So maybe if we span this around, it will fit into the drawing a bit more efficiently. We can also turn off the bend nodes if we want, or we can adjust them using this option. If we want to hide the bend lines for any reason, if we just want the outline, then we can't zoom in. We can right-click on the bend lines and just press hide. If we then want to reshow the bend lines later, we'll have to do this from the drawing feature 3. So here on the left, we are on the lead sheet, which is this one. We want the latest drawing, which is this one at the bottom. Then I'm gonna expand the bar underneath it. I'm gonna go all the way down to the flat button, expand the flat button feature, then also expand the flat button that we're working in, which is the lid. And then finally we've got the bend lines there. We can click on that, and we can press show. And there they are again. When we're dimensioning flat patterns, it can be very easy to get very cluttered with our dimensions, because we've got potentially a lot of numbers all pointing to a very small area. So a good way to get around this is to use what are called ordinate dimensions. This means putting all the dimensions onto one single line that's measured from 0 ordinate or 0 point, and we'll demonstrate that now. Firstly, let's choose the annotation tab, and then click on the drop down under a smart dimension. And here we've got the ordinate dimension. This is just standard general ordinate dimension. There's also the horizontal and vertical ordinates, and these can be useful if you're having trouble picking up a particular orientation. But usually we can just use this first option and then pick up the orientation that we want automatically. So choose ordinate dimension. And this works pretty similar to smart dimension. I'm gonna zoom in, and I'm gonna select a line, like this left-hand edge, and then just drag out. And this is now a 0 point for the rest of the ordinate dimension. We can now add extra dimensions from that 0 point. So everywhere we click, we'll add another dimension. So I can select these bend lines and go all the way over to this side, and then we've got all of those dimensions in quite a small area. We might see as we add dimensions that some of them get a bit bunched up and overlap each other. If this happens, we can rebuild, press Ctrl B, and it should sort itself out. If it doesn't sort itself out, we can always right-click on the dimension, then go to Display Options, and then press Rejog Ordinate, and that should sort out all the spacing for us. If we miss any dimensions, we can later right-click on the ordinate, and then press Add to Ordinate. Then we can maybe go in and choose these extra points. And we see the dimensions are now a bit messed up. They're sort of written over each other. So I'm going to rebuild by pressing Ctrl B. And now they've sorted themselves out. We can also select individual dimensions and delete them or move them around if needed. So ordinate dimensions are a really good way of avoiding our drawing getting too cluttered and still showing the information that we need. Just to demonstrate the use again, gonna select the ordinate dimensions and then choose a 0 point. This time I'm gonna choose this horizontal line and drag out to the left. And then I'm just gonna click to add new points to the dimension. Also note, our 0 ordinate doesn't necessarily have to add the far edge of our model. We could go into directions, but usually it's just easier to read and work with if we are just starting at a fixed edge. And again, if our dimensions get bunched up, we can either try rebuilding on one of them. We can right click and then go to Display Ordinate, Rejog Ordinate, and that should fix that. Now our drawings got quite a lot more detail. Isn't quite finished, but maybe we could actually use this to make this bar. Remember when we were doing sheet metal drawings, if we are using flat patterns, make sure somewhere on our drawing that we specify the sheet thickness. This can be easy to overlook sometimes. So maybe we can just write it as a note. We could say something like 1mm thick steel sheet. Or maybe we could dimension one of the side views and put the thickness on there. Once we've added all of our notes and sort out our title block and everything, we can then save this drawing as a PDF. We can do this just by going to File, Save As, and then changing the type to PDF. And that could look something like this. So to quickly recap these drawing details, we can make specific sheets for parts, and then we can choose to show a certain body in the drawing. We can show the flat pattern views by going to Model View, selecting the body we want if needed, and then choose the flat patterns. We can add the pen notes and the details if required. And if we are dimensioning of flat patterns, it can be easier to use alternate dimensions to avoid our drawing with lots of traditional dimensions. The alternate dimension can be found under the Smart Dimension tool. So first set a 0 ordinate, and then we add the other points dimensioned from that 0 point. In the next video, the last one in the section, we'll look at actually exporting our sheet metal parts for use in the real world. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you like. I hope it can be a little helpful and useful.